Dropping in with some fresh new WWE action figures. That is right, you guys. We got new figures from WrestlingFigures.com. Now, it is a mystery, but the answer will be determined in today's video. So if you want to see what's in the box, be sure to drop a like, man, because we got to get this damn box open. We gone halfway through. We're going through the other half, and we're going to the end of the line. Yeah, there's the left. Here is the right. You guys know how we do it, man. You guys want to pick any of these figures up? Hit the link in the description below. Discount code here is going to save you 10% on all of them. Oh, yeah. We got a box. Apparently inside a box? What we got going on? Oh, no, you guys. We have stumbled in a really interesting situation, but it's all right. All we got to do is shake, 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 and eventually the gloriness of it all gets to come out, to be unveiled right here. Oh my gosh, you guys, ringside exclusive. Only way to get your hands on this, WrestlingFigures.com. That's right. We got Axe, we got Smash, or is this Axe, or is this Smash? I don't know. I'm kidding, bro. For real. Here's Axe, here's Smash, and both of these are going to come out of the box. Now, of course, you can't have one if you don't have the other. And you can't have a two-pack if you don't got a Chase variant, buddy. We got both versions. We got the red and black, and then we got the gray and black. Batman, non-Batman, Joker, maybe Joker, but dude, these look so good. Back of the packaging is the same too. So if you guys are curious, like, dude, what is good, man? What is going on the sides? You got right there, Axe and Smash going, oh my gosh. And then you got the name, of course. Unsanctioned. Only way to get your hands on these right here is, of course, WrestlingFigures.com, you guys. Let's get these out of the box. Let's do it. 3, 2, 1, yeah. Here we have all the figures out of the packaging. Now, I do have all the accessories on all four. Once these masks do start coming off, you'll actually see a lot of resemblance between the original and the Chase. Now, you do also get quite a bit of accessories. As far as the figures go, the ones that are already on, we got mic open already on the figure and a closed fist. You can go ahead and interswap it for, I would call it more of a closer mic open, or, again, a smaller closed fist for both. Really cool. And then you do get a lot of scans, you guys. I'm telling you, you get 4 in all for alternate scans if you're taking into consideration for the Chase variants. 2 if you're just getting one of the sets. But here's the one that you can swap out. You got tongue sticking out, and then you got regular Joe Schmo chilling on a Sunday night watching the Packers defeat the Bears. I'm sorry, you guys. I had to celebrate. You got to celebrate every now and then. Now, as far as the Chase variant, you're going to get more of the Batman look. And again, it's not Batman look, but if you were to ask me, dude, if you were talking about classic OG Batman, this right here is the first thing I'd think of. They do also share the exact same hands, so I'm not going to cover those, but we are going to cover all of these damn accessories, man. Love the jacket, love the masks. Now, Mattel has actually released their own version of these, but they haven't been released in quite some time. Now, the thing is that they are actually in schedule to come out here in the next month or so, so timing couldn't have been further from not a good time, bro. I mean, like, you talk about, like, let's say these were put out like a year ago, right? Not like a back-to-back, so I think it's really going to clash right there as far as where you're going to stretch the dollar. Now, I also do got Axe Smash. I got Crush right here. He's actually the only one that I got complete with all of the entrance gear. So if you guys are curious as to how that measures up, alongside right here, the Jacks, I'm going to call it Jacks, dude. At the end of the day, these right here are more closer to the NXT figures. These, obviously, Mattel. So I guess it all depends on how you look at it. I would say that the masks right there are significantly different. I mean, you look at the newer ones right here, they're more rounded, they're a little bit bigger. I feel like even the back piece kind of sits a little bit lowered compared to the Mattel. The Mattel one kind of sits a little bit higher. You guys can kind of see how that overlaps. And there's just a lot of detail going on with these new ones. You can actually see all of that outline work coming through the figure. So again, personal preference, it's all on how you look at it. I do like how Mattel did their shoulder blades on theirs a little bit more. I feel like they got more character the way that they're flinging out. These ones right here, I mean, they work, but again, these got a little bit more going on, especially when you're talking about like the actual straps of it all. Obviously, if you're talking about actual paint apps, I think this is where the Jakks Unsanctioned Superstar Classics takes it all to play. You see how you got some silvers going on right there on the inside. But yeah, I know you guys want to see what is actually going on underneath my boy's mask. We're going to go ahead and take it off. I just want to show you the actual vest and the gauntlets too. It looks like that they're their own entity. So they're not actually like adhered to the forearm or molded on. This is all very much its own piece and it can be removed. So that's pretty cool. Really, really nice to see that right there with the figure. Now, as far as the jacket, I do believe it comes out fairly smooth. I really haven't had any issues, off camera. So seeing it right here, you can see it just transitions right there into a beautiful, seamless look. Now, some may argue that. I mean, a lot of comments that I've seen right there so far on these, people are not fans of these painted on straps. And for me, you guys, it actually works. I feel like it looks really, really good. But at the same time, there are some issues the way these come together. And we'll get more into that once we go further into the whole unveiling of the figure. But look at this, you guys. Yeah, we got no screaming mask. We got a screaming mask. And we're going to go ahead and interswap all of them too. That way you guys can go ahead and see exactly what is all good in the figgy hood. Now, same thing right there for Smash. This does come off fairly smooth. All you got to do is slip it off. As far as from the neck down on the Chase variant, the main difference you're going to notice will be the paint apps within the actual face scan in its own right. But there it is. There's both of them with the mask off, and I'm telling you, bro, they look solid. Now, I will say that I Smash more than Axe. Feel like the torso looks kind of wonky. I don't know if you guys can pick that up on camera, but it's really wide in the upper half. And I would say these guys were a little bit more wide around the actual waistline. So the fact that you got a bigger circumference on the chest piece as opposed to the waistline, that's kind of where you're going to see the clash. And you can kind of see right there side by side with how the Mattel ones look. You can see they use the old man torso. I believe this is the same torso that was released with Pat Patterson and Gerald Briscoe. Pat Patterson for sure. I can't remember with Gerald Briscoe. But yeah, man, they look solid. Now, as we did mention, you are going to get the exact same figure with the Chase variants. It's going to be the scans right here that's going to be bringing most of the differences. I mean, even the knee pads. You can see how both knee pads are exactly the same. I'm going to go ahead and cover that in more detail, but you can kind of see how they line up right there once the actual masks come off, man. Again, it's all on preference. For me, I would say these ones bring more of the actual look to them. Every time I think of Demolition, this is the look that I mainly associate it with. But again, it's all on how you look at it. Maybe you hold a special memory with the Chase variants, but for me personally, it's got to be these guys. You guys are curious what the Chase variant scans do look like? Here we have it, buddy. Again, Batman look, non-Batman look. I really like this one. This kind of brings me old Mickey D vibes, man. I don't know what it is, but I just think of kids meal, bro. I don't know. It's just that yellow overlapping that red. But again, I could just be a little bit crazy. But yes, let's see what's good with those torsos, man. Let's check out what we were talking about earlier. So the line work, right? Getting back to that. This is where most of the issues are coming into play. It's basically the way that it all comes together on the sides. You can kind of see how the top part has a higher black mark line on the back end, and then on the front, it kind of has it all separated right there underneath. So technically, I think it should still very much continue that, as far as right here, it shouldn't just stop and then continue onto the lower half. And you get both treatment or both things going on with that right there. But again, when you're doing paint, I feel like that's just one of those common issues that you might clash, especially when they're being mass produced. It's just a given. So it's all on how you look at it. I mean, if you're going to be just posing these and having these displayed, it's not a deal breaker, especially when you have the actual jacket piece. It'll definitely mask that and take away from that. But if you're going to be posing them around and, just kind of doing your own action figure photography, if you're going to be posing them, especially from the sides, that's where you'll notice most of the action. Now, as far as the tattoos, you are going to get it right here with Smash. You can kind of see it right there when you lower the elbow pad. You can get that massive eagle that we did see in the Mattel figure. And I'm going to go ahead and bring that. That way you guys can kind of see how one looks up alongside one another. I feel like the Mattel one has more of a bigger print, right? It's got a way more, it's covering more of the bicep region for sure. Obviously, my boy was on pins. The newer ones won't have pins. This is on pinless design, so I guess that's one up compared to what Mattel did right there as far as the articulation. But as far as the rest of you guys, again, it's going to be the exact same gear on all four of these. You get a polka dot pattern on the actual trunk piece right there, and it does continue through the back side. Now, as far as Smash, you'll notice that the paint apps will be different only on one knee pad, not only on the original, but also the Chase variant. You'll get a blue accent finish on the actual strap of the knee right there on the bottom, as well as on the top. The left one, it is a smaller one. And then the boot design, there are so many characters, bro. that you can actually apply these to, man. So really cool that you have an expansion, you know, if you plan on customizing or doing anything like that, that you can do with those, man. I don't believe Jacks, or sorry, I got to stop calling them Jacks, but that's just what comes to mind. But I do believe that the AEW figures, I don't think any of them have introduced this style of boot. So again, it's going to be some benefits if you plan on doing fixed ski up skis. Now, as far as articulation, let's go ahead and cover it. Feel like these right here are pretty well articulated. The scan right there, you can rock it side to side a little bit, not very much, mainly due to the hair. The head does go about that much forward, that far back. Shoulders flare out pretty good. You get the 360 rotation on the bicep. You get that double pinless design right there on both of these. You do get wrist articulation, but you'll notice that the gauntlet piece will kind of take away from it. You can still move it forward as well as back. Ab crunch, it's all right. I mean, it's not that great. And I feel like when you do crunch it, that's when you actually get that seam to come together. When you do articulated back, pretty good. You get a 360 waist swivel right there. Mine's a little bit tight and it does want to pop off. Legs flare out pretty good. They're a little bit tight. Oh, what we got going on? We got some QC. I don't know if it's QC, but I guess if you try doing a full-on split, the right one's going to pop off on you. Do you also get the upper bicep? Oh, you get the upper leg cut right there, buddy boy. Sorry, man. It's been a long day. Well, out here in freaking -degree weather and like 10 inches on top of 7 inches. That's what she said, right? And you also do get the calf cut right there, rotating on the actual piece. Ankle articulation, you can actually rotate that a full 360, and you can pivot that forward as well as back. Articulation will apply the exact same on all 4 of these. If you guys are curious, you got to pick these up, man. Discount code HERO. Only way to determine of whether or not these are actually better than the Mattel versions. For personal preference, I got to tell you, I love how the figures all just kind of blend in with one another. And honestly, I can't say that these don't do that for me, because you guys know that my LOD figures, like once I put them up alongside the rest of the collection, they just blended right in, especially if you keep all of the entrance pieces. But still, I feel like the Mattel ones, man, they got one up when it comes to the actual likeness of the torso, as well as some other little minor things, such as the tattoos. But go in the comments, man. Let me know what you guys plan on doing with these. You guys plan on picking these up? Do you guys plan on waiting for the Mattel versions? Because again, these, I believe, are scheduled here within the next month. Not Crush. He's going to be scheduled a little bit, a couple months down the road. But these two right here are basically what's going to bring it together. But again, appreciate you guys for stopping by. You guys do want to pick these up? Hit the link in the description below. Discount code HERO is going to save you 10%. I appreciate you guys, and we'll see you, my friends, on the next one. Yeah!